Hello and welcome back to another episode on Eminem's new album, and previously we covered the song Premonition, and if you missed that one, remember that you can check it out at the link that pops up now. And today we're taking on the track I Will that features everyone from former Shady Records supergroup but Joe Budden. Now before we dive right in and head on to the point where Eminem pretty much mopped the floor with Jamar, remember that if you enjoy content like this, you can support the channel by hitting the like button, and if you're new here, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to never miss an upload. So I Will is the last song just before the outro of the album, and it's proven to be a fan favorite on the internet after hours of listening. For me personally, it moves my headspace to the Eminem show / encore era of Eminem, with the style of the chorus and the progressive chord that plays as Eminem raps in the last verse. And just so you know, I think this album, based on how I feel at the moment, has some of Eminem's best hooks ever. His hooks were better than the hooks by featured artists on the album in my opinion. So let's dive into Eminem's verse on the song, and yeah, the switch between Crooked and Ortiz was flawless. Eminem starts the verse with word to Biggie and quotes the title of Tupac's song God Bless the Dead, where Pac says rest in peace Biggie Smalls in the intro. In reality, that song wasn't for the famous Biggie but a less popular friend of Pac, but that didn't stop fans from speculating, those who believe Pac is still alive. Eminem has spoken about how he felt empowered by hip-hop music, and he alludes to that fact in the bars where he also gives a shout out to Wu-Tang.
Then I jumped out with a sword and you're protecting it. Now bow to the Lord, hold up, no better yet, kneel, better yet.
That's Eminem's way of showing how hip-hop music made him feel empowered when he was at his most vulnerable, a kid living with his mom getting bullied constantly, and with hip-hop music as a weapon, now he can pretty much do anything, and Protect Your Neck is also a title of a Wu-Tang song. People who don't understand Eminem don't take the time to read between the lines. It might sound gruesome, but it's quite deep. Shortly after Eminem states, "Enter my house of horrors with 1,000 floors," he adds this.
Got a crown of thorns, but it won't fit around the horns. But I'ma keep it a buck like a dollar store.
This relates to Christ in the Christian Bible, who is considered to be the King of Kings, and when he was crucified, a crown of thorns was placed on his head to mock that title. Now the horns are added because Eminem is aware of the duality of his reputation, unlike Christ, and Eminem has done the horn symbol long before MGK. For those who don't know, if hip-hop is the devil's music, what does that make Eminem? Furthermore, goats have horns, same with a buck, which is also a slang for cash and the truth. These bars represent the dualistic view of Eminem since he rose to the top, alluding to Christ and the devil, depending on who you ask. Now it's time for the main event. Jamar, when he still had a career, had long verses, and Eminem plays on this, stating that he's more than you bargained for, to stress how he is difficult to manage in hip-hop music, and proceeds to imply that if hip-hop was a house, Jamar will only be qualified to be a cleaning lady. Eminem starts this by stating, "Been claiming rap when it's not yours," and adds,
If it was anyone's house, G-Rappin' Rock Kim would be having you mop floors. Run DMC would be having you cleaning sinks.
So Cool J-Rap and Rakim will have Jamar more flows, and this is particularly savage because Jamar used to have long hair, dreads to be specific. I've said this countless times in previous videos that Jamar was the weakest link in the group, and many subscribers have been calling him Lady Jamar in the comment section, only for Eminem to imply that he's the cleaning lady in hip-hop's house, and he follows this up with, "Your group was off the chain, but you were the weakest link." Also notice the play on the words chain and link, since a chain is a series of linked items or metals, and Jamar is the weakest item in the collection. Eminem also addresses these younger rappers that try to imitate him, stating, "Rest of these youngins of mine, time to start throwing some shade." To throw shade is a slang for dissing someone, and Eminem links this wordplay to sunlight is shot in the blind.
When I'm looking at y'all, shit, it's the wondrous why I need a visor, cause y'all are just suns in my eyes.
Notice the play on words there. Sons and sons are homonyms, linking back to the start, youngins of mine. So while he's throwing shades at them, he has a visor to make sure anything they do doesn't affect him necessarily, and proceeds to drop bars that represent just how twisted he can be on the mic. So anyone who thinks this album is something to rage about, this is just the beginning, and Eminem states this as, "This isn't a storybook ending, this is only the beginning." This is also the last song on the album, so for those who think it's going away, don't hold your breath. His kids are grown, and this is Eminem. So what are your thoughts on this? Tell us below. Remember to like and subscribe if you haven't, and see you on the next one.